Guys, this is a tour of the Aftel archive of curious scents. Mandy Aftel is the owner, the natural perfumer. She's going to walk you through the museum, which is located in Berkeley, California, just across the bay from San Francisco, and is a very beautiful place. And you're also going to find out about a giveaway at the end, so please stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Mandy Aftel, and welcome to my archive of curious scents. Come on in. When you come here, you get three things when you come in the door. The first thing you get is a card that explains the main things that you need to know to have a wonderful, curious visit. So you keep this with you. You also get 3 scent strips that you can dip in any oils you want, your 3 favorites, on the perfume organ and take them home with you as a souvenir. And you get a piece of wool that helps revive your sense of smell, which you'll need to do because there's so many interesting things to smell in the archive. I'm Mandy Aftel. I've been making natural artisanal perfumes for about 25 years. I have a line of perfumes called Aftelier Perfumes, and I have body oils and face elixirs and oils for food called Chef's Essences, and I have a small line of liquid and solid perfumes. I also teach, have an education program, and I write books. I've written several books on perfume. Here are my books. The most recent one is Fragrant, The Secret Life of Scent, which focuses on 5 kind of rock star essences and their connection to our deep appetites as human beings. And those are mint, frankincense, ambergris, jasmine, and cinnamon. And I love to do research. There's a lot of history about us and aromatics in the world. This was my first book, Essence and Alchemy, which I wrote 20-some years ago, about the history of natural perfume. Scents and Sensibilities is about making solid perfume. Aroma is about using essential oils for fragrance and for flavor. I wrote it with Daniel Patterson, a very esteemed chef in San Francisco, and we have a new book coming out next week called The Art of Flavor, which applies a lot of ideas from perfume to flavor. And then this is my natural perfume wheel, which groups smells into families so you can kind of remember them better, and also says which are top, middle, and base notes. So the first thing that you see when you come in is this map of the heavens, which is from 1835. And the reason this is here is it's part of our cabinet of curiosities. It's our way of telling you that you're in a world that's far away from this world and very, very beautiful. And so these are how they viewed the heavens through the months, and that's why these maps are here. And then this is our actual cabinet of curiosities here, which is really filled with amazing things. One of the first things here is this book of secrets, which I managed to get one of. It's from, I can't read so well, 1595. And this is one of the most important and amazing books. They're an amalgam of books on perfume and food and alchemy. It was written by an alchemist, and they're very rare and hard to get. And then other things that are in here that are just interesting and lovely are old price sheets for essential oils from 100 years ago. This is a Lalique plaque for a perfume house, old perfume books. This is right here, this is a formula book written in someone's handwriting from the 1800s. And this is very beautiful from 1894 from the main purveyor of essential oils. And this you can take out and look at. Very, very, very beautiful photogravure pictures of the whole essential oil world of essential oils. Then there we go. Then this is just for people who've never seen it, real oak moss. And then there's all kinds of curious things in here. There's a tear catcher, there's old patch boxes which you can read about, and there is just all kinds of really interesting stuff, all kind of curious things. This is a kind of wonderful thing. This is a tintype that someone put inside a perfume card to send to someone. So after that, you come to here, which is the Ambergris and whale exhibit. And this whale was carved by a man who carves whales, and family came over, distant relatives on the Mayflower. And this is that little ambergris cathedral. And in here are all different kinds of ambergris, including some cuttlefish beaks, which is what irritates the whale's stomach, and some ambergris with the cuttlefish beaks in it. This is very fresh ambergris. And then this right here has ambrine showing. And ambrine is the single most important aroma molecule in ambergris. And so down here, old bottles of ambergris, which I have the contents of. And then these bottles are called Smell Me bottles. They all have little tags on them. You'll see them all over. This allows you to smell things. So you just lift the top and inhale it. So this is modern ambergris. And this is 100-year-old ambergris, and then 100-year-old ambrine, which are very rare, and I think one of the most beautiful smelling things in here. And everything in here is old and original. There's nothing that's a reproduction. These are old pictures of whales. So this is an old apothecary chest, and in here, and people can reach in here and touch and smell, are the aromatic materials as raw ingredients. So you can this is frankincense. So for people to really be able to touch and smell materials that they may have never really seen before, like Tonka beans. And everything in the cupboard is also on the perfume organ. So it allows people to, find out what benzoin is and then go over and smell it. So that's what this is. All of the old postcards that I've collected are hand-colored, and they kind of document the outdoor collecting of flowers in the south of France. Where the process was kind of as beautiful as the end result. Okay, so this is an antique taxidermied civet, and it's 100 years old. And then there's a little civet on that Piver card. These are old etchings of civets. Some are hand-colored. And then this is antique civet and modern civet to be able to compare it. And this is an antique bottle of civet that's filled that I bought from an old perfumer's stash. This right here, next, these are antique essential oil bottles that are still filled and haven't been opened. So they're kind of really wonderful with the beaten tops. I happen to just love them with the paper on them. And I particularly love this one, which is cedarwood oil, but you can see how it's just thickened over time. Cedarwood oil is not this thick. So it's just a chance to kind of appreciate how beautiful the materials are. This is a deconstruction of my perfume I made for the museum. It's called Curious. And so what I did was I made Smell Me bottles of the top notes, of the middle notes, and of the base notes. So you can smell everything that's in it. And then in proportion, this is the top cord made of these three, the middle cord made of these three, and the base cord made of these three. And I tried to pick materials for the perfume that would both convey the experience of being here, kind of not too floral, a little bit strange, smoky, old, and also materials that people would be interested to smell. So it's based in kind of tobacco and a kind of smoky isolate and orange leaf. So here's the perfume, and people can smell it. That's what this is. These are old postcards here that are show indoor processing of materials, where you get a sense of how people worked on them. These are very rare postcards there from the turn of the century. These are perfume stamps that were used for labels, for foil labels, and they're old and they're French, and you can read the labels. We say what they are, but you can read them in the mirror. This is a taxidermied Hyrax, and this is Hyrax poop. They pee and poop in this kind of gelatinous way. And then this is the bottle where you can smell it. And then here are pictures of Hyraxes like our Mavis. This is more turn of the century postcards. And these show processing with machines. We tried to kind of group them in together so that they would kind of convey an atmosphere and a time of working with natural materials. This is the musk area, and this is a paper mache musk deer that I had made by Aaron Kramer, And this is antique and modern musk. And then this is a little bit of musk memorabilia. They're really cute. This is a cup and saucer, another cup, just little things and these wonderful pictures, including you can see the musk pod there. And you can see the musk pod on him too. If you look there, it's behind him. This is a display of the essential oil bottles emptied. I have a lot of them on my perfume organ, most of these. And there's also a kind of refrain among the materials in here. For example, some of these purveyors are also in the Rimmel Collection, or they're part of a map, or I have their catalogs. When you look around, there's just a lot of history of the materials in here. This is obviously one of my absolute favorites. It's old black and white postcards of people gathering outside, but I think the photographs were phenomenal in this one. So I'm very particularly fond of these images in black and white. They just convey a time and a kind of abundance of natural materials. This here next is, this is just a still, a modern still that you can buy. This is not old, but this is a depiction of distilling cassia, which is a kind of cinnamon. And then this company was the Fritz G brothers. I got it out of their catalog. And this is a Fritz G bottle, old Fritz G bottle, unopened of cassia. So it's this oil that's being distilled in this picture. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
So this is another exhibit. This is 100-year-old oils and modern oils. So you can smell them side by side to see how they have aged. So this is the antique cassia, which is in here. I have more than one bottle of this. And the antique copaiba and cade, different things you can smell just so you get a sense of the aging on these materials of over 100 years. Another set of hand-tinted postcards here. And then in this cupboard, this is an old watchmaker's cupboard from Civil War times. This is deer tongue, which is a wonderful smelling leaf. Really wonderful smelling leaf. And then we have other things like, my student brought me this, who lives in the Philippines, an elemi resin. And this is black frankincense. And people can touch them. Everything that's here is on the organ, so you get a sense of where these materials may come from. This is one of my favorites, this exhibit. This was hard to find. This is ancha, which are these shells. And these are just big ones and little ones. And I put this one here because it looks so much like this old picture with the civet. And this is, I think, one of the oldest things in here. This is from 1600 on handmade paper and hand-colored of these shells. And these shells were a part of the original recipe for incense that God gave to Moses. So they're very famous materials. And this is them roasted in this bottle, a smell me bottle. And this is them modern, so you can smell them. This here is a deconstruction of rose. Rose has many aroma molecules in them, but there are several different rose-like aroma molecules that people use in perfume and are familiar with from perfume. So I wanted to show them all, including rose, so people could smell the different things, the different rose molecules that it's made of. So these are linalool, dimacenone, phenylethyl alcohol, citronellol, and geraniol. And so you could smell the pieces of it, and then you smell Rose Absolute. This is a gem. This is the Rimmel Collection that I bought. It's from the turn of the century. It had been stored in an attic, and I got it. And all of these bottles are filled still, and they have handwritten labels on them. Some of them are from the purveyors that we saw on the wall, so it's kind of very full circle of that time. Really wonderful, interesting things, and, and 100 years old. This is Gus the Beaver, and he is also made by the same artist, Aaron Kramer, who made the musk deer. It's an old empty bottle of castoreum, and then I have some antique castoreum, so I have antique and modern, and then the images of the beaver. This area here is very special. It's this is boro, which I wrote about in my book Fragrant, and It's traditional indigo dyed old Japanese fabric where they very lovingly apply patches to it. It's very collectible. So I wanted to make the little couch here out of it so that it kind of conveyed that feeling of timelessness and luxury of things that have been used. So this is a space where people can sit and look at books, which is where we're going to be going in 1 minute. But I wanted to point this out here. This is an old Apothecary Globe, and they used to hang these in front of apothecaries to show it was an apothecary. This is all the housing is original, which is very unusual to be able to find for this. The top is not. We had to get that made. It broke on the way here, but the rest of it's original. And then these are these wonderful photographs from another very famous perfume company from the turn of the century. But you get a sense of these panoramic postcards, which are very hard to find, of the amount of material they were working with. And then here are the books. We have about 50 books here. I think there'll be more soon, but they're not now. And they're grouped in 4 areas. So they have here, the ones that are about drinks have yellow dots. The ones that are apothecary and chemistry have blue dots. The ones about essential oils have green dots. And the ones that are about perfume and perfume formulas are red. So if you look at them, they're just really, these are old catalogs, these ones here, this one is from 1910. And you can like look through them, and we fixed them a lot so that they could be used. They have maps, they're very beautiful, these ones. These perfume books are mostly very old. This one isn't though. When I bought an old perfumer stash, I got this notebook, which we made a facsimile of. And it's all his formulas and notes, including handwritten notes. We put this out here from 1937. And then they're just, every book is kind of a hidden treasure. And so we have a place where people can sit down and look through them all and enjoy them. And then the ones down here about drinks, this is one of my absolute favorites. The bad title, The Housewife's Handy Book, but the woman who had it wrote so much in the margin. She made a lot of drinks. So they're just very charming. Very, very charming book. Then these maps here were put out by Charisse, which was, we have some of their empty bottles here. They were the main purveyor for Francois Coty. And if you look carefully in these pictures, you will see, which I won't make you do, that there's a musk deer here, and there's a whale. They have some of the stuff from Perfume floating around. Anyways, we set on the wall. You can find 2 musk deers and 2 whales. I think there might be a whale in this one. It's very beautiful. And last but not least is our little surprise outside the door. This is a replica of the nose from Michelangelo's David. They sold it in the British Museum. They had the molds for it, and so we painted it gold. The organ. It's so these are all pure and natural materials, which is what I work with and what I know the most about. And this represents years and years of collecting. So this area is top notes, and they start with the letter A and they end with Y or Z down here. So you just go across. You can't move the bottles, but you can lift the tops. So we don't worry about anything breaking because nothing can come off here, which is really wonderful. And then here's the middle notes, and we have a little bit of discussion. So the top notes, you can see, are kind of lighter in color. They're familiar from gardening and from citrus fruits and things like that. Light woods in the top notes, they reach your sense of smell very quickly and then disappear. The middle notes are the most expensive materials usually in general. They're the florals and the spices, and so that you'll find rose and jasmine here, but also tiari and champaka and orange leaf, orange flower in this group here. And then these, where they're getting a bit darker and heavier, these are the base notes. These are from roots and barks and resins. Things have been in man's spiritual life since the beginning of time. So when you come here, you get, and we have my perfume wheel here, and it lists which are tops and middles and bases. So if you're looking for something, this can help you find it. But you get 3 of these scent strips, and you can smell anything you want. And then people pick their favorites, which they like the best, and they write on here, you know, what what they've chosen, and they dip it, and then they often put them on here to dry, like this, like so, but they write on here, and then they take them home and use them as a bookmark. Or, I mean, somebody yesterday came and did 3 all of lavender because they wanted to scent their car. I mean, it's very interesting. And they choose, takes them a while. So they kind of look like this when they're filled. And for mine, I put my initials on it, but I think we have enough holders now for everybody. And when people come, we give them 2 pieces of chocolate. And this is Valrhona dark chocolate. We give them 2 pieces. And they can choose which of the chef sprays, which is something that I have, which are essential oils for food, for drinks and so on, that they can taste on here, which kind of completes their kind of synesthesia of being here, and because I work in flavor. So like, let's say they want, we're gonna just say they're interested in pink grapefruit and what's this one? Strawberry. So then the person just eats it, and that's part of their time here. You're welcome to eat. Thank you so much for coming on this tour of the Aftel archive with me, and I hope you'll want to come visit. Where we're located is 1518 Walnut Street in Berkeley. Our web address is www.aftelier.com. A like Adam, F like Frank, T like Tom, ELIER.com. We're only open on Saturdays from 10 until 6 o'clock. A ticket is $20, and you can buy a ticket on our website, and the ticket is for a 1-hour visit. We have a wonderful giveaway for one of you that's watching this. It's 2 tickets to the archive for 1 person, so you can come and bring a friend, and we'll be giving those tickets away, so I hope you win.
Thanks so much for watching this video. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel to participate in the giveaway that Mandy's doing. It's a pair of tickets to visit. And please make sure if you're participating that you end up being a winner, that you get to take advantage of using the tickets. Because we're giving it away, we want to make sure somebody actually takes advantage of it and uses it. Also, please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.